I look at this beautiful autumn weather, not. Oh, somehow it's nice, but it's cold and wet and grey, and I've got the fireplace on because this old house is pretty cold, so that's keeping us warm. And I'm just making coffee because there's nothing better to do than drink coffee on a wet day like this. Yeah. What do you like doing on days like this? I remember when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, because where I used to live was a place called Innisfail, and it's one of the wettest places in Australia. And it would just like rain for like months and months, and things would get really mouldy and stuff like that. So what we'd normally do on the weekends is I'd go over to a couple of friends. We'd all meet up to one of their houses, and we'd sit there all day from about, I don't know, say 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and we'd just play Monopoly. Sit there talking, laughing, playing Monopoly, and that was about it. But oh, it was so much fun somehow. They were the days when you didn't have much to worry about. I never won that often actually with Monopoly, and I remember me and Mum used to play Monopoly quite a bit, and I never won at all with Mum. And I remember there were times I was bawling my eyes out because she beat me again, and she'd even tried to let me win, but it just didn't work out that I won. And she was like, "I'm really sorry," and I'm going, "Mum, why do you always win?" Like, oh my god, it was dramatic. It's only a game of Monopoly, get over it. That was funny. So coffee, I have Snow White and One Dwarf, as I call, 1 sugar and milk. Well, I mean, I'm on low-fat milk at the moment. So there you go. And now I'm going to drag my butt down to the studio and start working on a painting, or start covering over a painting which I can't stand to look at anymore, which is a complete disaster. Because, you know, sometimes I do make disasters. Actually, quite a bit of the time I do make disasters. I just think it's time for it to move on. I'm not going to do a Francis Bacon though. He just destroys his work. Well, he did. I mean, he destroyed 90% of his work, just got rid of it. Burnt it, destroyed it. I'm not sure I could do that, because I always think that you can always do something with it, because you've sort of created that history, and why not use that disaster to your advantage rather than letting it win. Me, always got to have the last word. That's my problem. Gary Reef has always got to have the last say, even at school, always back-mouthing the teachers. Just can't shut up. Has to be the last person to have the last word. But you know, that's something I'm working on. But it's not going to happen with my paintings. well, eventually they will have the last word after I'm dead and buried. But, you know. Okay, into the bat cave we go. The dark little studio. Messy dark little studio. Lights. Models. Guest list. Just do your best, darling. Just, I'm rushing. Remember that from Ab Fab? Look at my... had a bit of a... Things have been blowing because I left the window open last night. Oh well. Fresh breeze. So, how do things look today? It's always nice to come back and look at things the next day. So then you go, oh, what the hell did I do last night? Or you go, you know how it is. Last night it looked so amazing and you were so happy with it, and then you come down in the morning and go, what the hell was I thinking? That is a total bunch of crap. How is that looking today? Yeah, interesting. First one's always interesting. I remember watching these documentaries on YouTube about Francis Bacon. There's a fantastic series. I think it's like there's 6 10-minute videos on Francis Bacon, and they're fantastic. And there's like his interviews of him and him talking about stuff. But I remember the first time he took this guy, I can't remember his name, he was interviewing him, into his studio, and it was a complete mess. And you know what? My little eyes lit up and went, yes, I'm not the only one that works in mess. I mean, Francis Bacon put paint everywhere, all over the walls. It was a mess. But somehow, you know, it's a cozy mess. It's ordered in some way. I don't know how, but it is in somehow. And, you know, it's nice to have a place which is yours and you can just have stuff around and not have other people tell you to clean it up, which happens upstairs. That's nice. And I was always, when I saw that for Francis doing that, I just thought, oh, yes. So it's okay. I can have a mess, and you can too. You remember that when your loved ones are telling you you've got such a mess and you should clean it up, or you know, who cares? It's your mess. Enjoy it. Okay, so that's the one that I'm going to be painting over. I think this Power of White series for me is going to be, well, is probably my best work abstract wise. This one was the one that started it all, and you can't really see all the nice colours, but yeah. And the other great one that I did in the series has gone to this gallery, but I'm really thinking, why the hell did I do that for? Why did I take it? They did request it, but I shouldn't have put it up because, you know, I'm keeping this. This is for you know, an exhibition. Probably going to be some of my best works. But working with white is really difficult. And I'm having to say that I think this series is going to be a real it's going to be a real challenge for me. But you know what? I like challenges, and you know, it mightn't work. It might be a complete disaster. The 2 great works that I've created already might be the only ones that actually that are you know, that are worthy of keeping. So I just don't know. I do know I regret giving that painting to the gallery to sell, and they're selling it at quite a cheap price compared to what I thought it was worth. But you know, that's what happens, isn't it? You want one price, the gallery wants something else, and when you're not really that well known, then you know, this is what they think that you can sell it for. But yeah, I need to get it back. Anyway, so moving on. I'm not going to paint over white over the whole thing because I've got some nice colours here, so I'm just going to start by painting with more colours and see how we go. So I'm painting this reddish, pinkish, yellowish colour over. I'm not sure it's the right colour, but we seem to be going through a pink phase at the moment. I don't know why I like the colour. I actually hate the colour pink, to be honest. It creeps me out, but for some reason, I don't know, my subconscious wants me to paint it. Maybe that's because my conscious hates it so much.